those are really, really high standards. And so I put myself through a lot for you guys. Tiny bit of backstory so that you know. There was a time, if you guys want to Google this, you could read a story that was written about me by Inc. magazine online about from going homelessness to being a successful CEO. And so there was a time I didn't graduate from high school. I was, sent away from my home at a young age, lived in the streets for a while, found my way. But one of the reasons I found my way is because my auntie took me off of the street for a while. And she showed me what love was. She showed me what a family was. She showed me what that healing energy felt like. Unfortunately, 6 months later, she had died of multiple sclerosis. And that multiple sclerosis was caused, according to the doctors, because of the food she ate. The microwave food, the fast food, the Diet Cokes, the preservatives in the sausages and the meats and the hot dogs that she loved so much. And so when she died, I was in the street again, but I was a changed person because I knew what love was, for starters. And secondly, I had a mission. My mission that I would never die the way she died. I would never die because of the food I put in my mouth. That there was no food that tasted so damn good that it was worth dying for. You know what I mean? So I went on this sort of weird journey. I became a vegetarian, and then a vegan, and then a raw food vegan, and then a fruitarian, if you guys know what that is.
Okay.
And then I became what's called breatharian or breatharian, depending upon how you want to say it. And I lived on sunlight and green food for 14 months. Nothing but 20 shots of wheatgrass a day and sunlight. And it was amazing. And that's when I started this company. That's when I got all the vision and the energy to start this company. And so what I wanted to let you guys know is that, I could have sat here today and told you all about products, We could go on for hours and hours and hours about products. But more importantly, I want you to know the reason I do what I do. And the reason I do what I do is because there's a lot of people suffering. There's a lot of people suffering and they don't even know they're suffering because they've gotten so used to suffering that they think it's normal. There's a lot of people dying right now and they don't know they're dying. And so Einstein said an object in motion is going to remain in motion unless something with an equal and opposite force is able to change its course. That might not be an exact quote, but it's close enough, isn't it? The bottom line is that people sometimes ask me why I'm so stubborn. Sometimes ask me why I'm so blunt. Sometimes ask me why I don't compromise. Sometimes ask me, a lot of those things. Why don't I grow up? All that. And there's a reason why. It's because I'm a warrior. I'm here for a reason. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make a difference. And so I just want to let you know that in life we have to choose what we believe in. And every single day, you make decisions that without even knowing it, you support causes that you would never support if you did know it. Like when you put gas in your car, imagine you could go back to the person whose pocket you just put money in. Think about that. So many things that we do and buy. We buy our Nike shoes. We go back to that factory with the Chinese woman working 14 hours, making $3 a day. Those shoes don't feel as good on my feet anymore.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And every single day, because everybody has to earn a living and everybody has to consume. We're all consumers. We're the future eaters. Everything we do takes something out of the future for our children. But understanding that, I wanted to create something different. I wanted to create something so powerful that we could actually change the world. Imagine that the people in this room right here could be responsible for changing the destiny of our planet. And so I knew that we had to, first of all, create products that were capable of changing your body. If I could change your body, I was going to change your mind. And changing minds is hard. You fix somebody's body, you heal their pain, you take away that thorn out of their foot, you make a friend. And I knew that once I healed your bodies and your mind, that the spirit would be healed. And we begin to make better decisions, and I wouldn't be fighting alone any longer. That I have people next to me just as strong or stronger than me. And so I wanted to create, first of all, the food and then the access to the food. So doing radio in New York City, I wrote down every question I ever got year after year, after hour, day after day, and then narrowed down to 50 questions. Asked in different ways, asked in 1,000 different ways. And I said, my company has to answer those questions. The pain that I heard in those 50 questions. And that's what Purium was designed to do. We have just about 50 products by coincidence. But then I had to do something else. It's been said by Gandhi that the change we seek in the world must begin at home. So I started my company in the hardest hit part of Long Beach after the Rodney King riots. Burnt out buildings, gang members, prostitutes, gangbangers. And we went there, we gave them jobs. We opened up the buildings and we healed our community first. And more importantly, I needed to make sure it was sustainable. Do you know what organic agriculture means? It means it's sustainable. It means that you don't put more in than you get out. Typical farming, you put a bunch of chemicals in, you get out some food, you got to put more chemicals in. Yeah. With organic farming and biodynamic farming, with food forest style farming, you actually could plant 1 year and have stuff growing for 10 years without putting any more money in it, if you do it right. The bottom line is that I wanted to create a company like that. I wanted to create a company that had organic potential to get better every year. A little hard work at the beginning, but get better every year. And so this is the way it works in the coolest way. Is we have this superfood superstore with the best CBD on the planet, with the most impressive weight loss program the world's ever seen, with the finest gut repair in the world, where the number one thing, if you ask every doctor what's their mission, it's now gut health. We have the number one gut health product on the planet. But the bottom line is that I wanted to make sure that we had this sustainability. So if you succeed at Purium, it is only because you have taken somebody's pain away. If you succeed at Purium, it's only because you have helped empower someone else economically. If you succeed at Purium, it's only because you've seen that it is in the making others stronger that we get stronger ourselves. And so I want to invite you guys to take in all those beautiful stories of all the lives that have been changed in such profound ways. I want you to understand that we are the new economy. I just want 5 more minutes of your time, then we're going to get some snacks. We live in this thing that we call free enterprise, and free enterprise and all these freedoms that we're supposed to have is a lie. Free enterprise has told you where to work, who to work for, when to wake up, what direction to drive, what time you eat lunch, who you work with, when you take your vacation, how many dollars an hour you're worth. Free enterprise has not given you freedom, has it? When you think about it that way, free enterprise hasn't set you free. But guess what? People are so afraid of network marketing, they call it a pyramid. People are so afraid of network marketing because they see people making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month. They're like, oh my God, I just begged my boss for a raise. Seriously. And they're scared of freedom. Okay? Remember the movie Bless the Beast and the Children, when they tore down the fences and they tried to get all the buffalo to run away and be free? They didn't know to run because all they'd known was those fences. And we show people free enterprise, and we show people economic empowerment. We tell them they don't have to be going to a job and answering to somebody else. They can't see it. They still see the fence, you guys. They still see the fence, just like those buffalo who didn't know to run before they got shot. So yeah, I could have sat up here and talked about products for hours and days because we got so much going on there. And more importantly, I want to tell you what we are. We're a vehicle for healing, not only of the community. We are going to give a scholarship to an impoverished woman. She's going to get 6 months of free Purium and a starter pack, launch kit, and she's going to get a village to support her, to teach her and help her and guide her on the way. 52 women we want to empower over this next year with your help. We also, and this is through Purium profits, or even if there's not profits, we're still doing it. In addition to that, you've heard of the Awaken Project. We're going to be sponsoring one family a month to go to an Awaken retreat, a Purium family impacted by autism. And that's going to be a gift from the Purium Ohana to those families. Yay. And so we want to put a face to our heart. We want you guys to see what we're really all about. And yeah, we're about products, but the products weren't the reason. The healing was the reason. It was the fact that there is no quality food, and we needed to build those tunnels. We needed to create a safe house. It started with organic, but it continues today through Purium and through you guys. And so somebody today told a beautiful story about how he had transformed. And I said, well, who shared the product with you? And he told me. I said, who have you shared it with? And he said, yeah, I have. I paid it forward too. So I want to thank you guys for taking a minute to listen to me in an unconventional forum. If there's time for a question and answer on products, I would be happy to do that. But, more importantly, I want you guys to know what you're part of. You're part of something that's a huge vision of healing the entire planet. And if you believe that there's a healthcare system, that Obamacare or some other system is what's going to keep us healthy, you're just wrong. What's going to keep us healthy is self-care. Self-care is the only healthcare that works. And so just right now, I want you guys to just look around the room and look at each other and just see that these are people like you right now that are here today, taking the time to be part of this Ohana and this movement. And it feels really good. It feels really, really good to have you guys here. So thank you.